when you think about it, there's really only two different types of women in the world. Yeah. Let's go and talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
All right. So in this video, I want to break something down that's real simple, real basic. We all go through things. Every single one of us will go through things in our life and have gone through things in our life. Every single, it doesn't matter your race, your height, your background, your culture, your language. It don't matter. You have gone through things. Life was designed to be that way since the very beginning. Therefore, you are not the only one. You are not alone. But being that we all have free will, we can decide how to take these lessons, or even if we want to view what we have gone through as a lesson or not. One sure way that exposes a person's, not just their morality, but their mind state and capacity, and just you can predetermine where somebody is going based off of this mindset. So in this video, I'm going to break down the only two kind of women that are in the world. But men aren't exempt at all. Men are the same way. Okay? We all go through things, and then how we turn out, we come to that fork in the road. We go left or we go right. I'm about to jump right into it for you around here. Okay. Number one, difference. You have the one that was neglected as a child and therefore justifies her behavior as an adult. So you'll hear this woman say, I'm only jacked up like this and because I was raised by an abusive parent, or my mom was never there, so I never learned how to be respectful. It's like she knows what she's doing is wrong. She's like, I jumped right into relationships because, I was abandoned when I was a kid. And a piece of it sounds like she educated herself on, and she's self-aware that she has abandonment issues. But you're thinking like, but you are doing something that clearly doesn't make any sense, and you're justifying it because of a trauma of yours that you have identified. Oh, I know y'all have talked to women and people in general, but this video is going to be about women. I know you've talked to a woman before who has justified her current behaviors because of a past trauma. Absolutely. Okay, so you're going to have that type of woman right here who justifies what she's doing right now, and she's going to say, it's just, I've been through a whole lot, and my dad wasn't there, and my mom, she was on drugs, and that's why I turned out messed up. Okay, on the flip side, you're going to have that person that was neglected as a child, so when they have kids, she shows those kids the kind of love she would have wanted to have. This woman over here is like, I know that was wrong. I know I shouldn't have been treated like that, but I'm not going to treat my kids the way my mother treated me. I'm going to be better than my mom. This person is this is the rocket, and her past trauma is the rocket boosters. So when that rocket takes off, they drop the rocket boosters. Going places. Not holding on to all the past baggage and using that baggage as an excuse to stay in one place and just spin their wheels and go around the same tree and do the same thing and feel justified and dwelling in this toxic cycle of trauma, just being trauma bonded. And I'm not implying that it's easy, but Even if you know you need help in that area, we should be seeking help and asking for help. But to just sit there and keep doing the same thing and justify your current behaviors because of something that happened in the past is not healthy. Number 2, you have the one who will gladly take anything you are willing to give them. Then you have the one who doesn't feel like they need all of that. So you have an opportunist. This is obviously, my mom used to say something that was very profound. She would say, you could tell when somebody never had nothing because they just take. They never had nothing throughout their whole life. And when I say never had nothing, it doesn't mean like they literally had nothing. They grew up and they didn't have anything. So once they see an open room full of gold, they just going in there with all the bags. And so it's not that they're greedy. It's just that they're making up for what they never had. No, it's the mind state that I'm talking about in this video. There's certain people that didn't and couldn't afford and weren't allotted this fancy lifestyle. But when they go through life, they realize they don't need it. I don't need all of that. I just need one or two. And I'll be okay. They have learned how to go without things. They have learned to just keep the basic bare essentials. Like Erykah Badu say, pack light. They know how to pack light. This is all I need. Then you have the other people that, I need that, I need that, I need that, I'll take that, I want 5 of those, I want those, I want this, I want that. You want to know who you're dealing with? These are undeniable signs that you are either dealing with somebody who is a victim of their circumstances or who's a victor of his circumstances. Excuse me. You determine who you want to deal with. I know I like victors. I'm a victor myself. I'm nobody's victim. If you got one on me and you cheated on me and you brung me down and you hurt my feelings, I learned from that. I grew from that. I became better. I changed my ways. I take criticism and I flip it on its head. The things that I can use when I hear someone criticizing me, I apply it. If I can't use it, I dump it. Like a rocket booster. And I'm going up. Number 3, you have the ones who lie to manipulate the situation. But then you have the ones who desire something real over what sounds good. One or two, you're going to bump into the one that lies to manipulate the situation, or you're going to run into the one who rather have a real situation and a real connection with somebody over what sounds good. You probably never met somebody who prefers a real situation, but they exist. I'm one of them. If a woman tells me the truth, I'll deal with more because I don't have anxiety. I know what I'm dealing with. Versus a woman, I don't know what comes out her mouth is true or not. I'm leaving. I prefer what's real over what sounds good. I don't like somebody to lie to me so that my feelings don't get hurt. That's not reality. Reality is we're all going to go through things. We all have feelings on the inside of us that sometimes are best not articulated out loud. You could be a preacher and feel this way. So what would make me exempt? None of us are perfect. Number 4, you have the ones that have trust issues because someone cheated on them, lied, manipulated, left them, abandoned them. But then you have the ones whose faith is in God, that he's going to send the one that is good and right for them her way. And what she does is instead of having trust issues, she just raises her standards. So that she avoids dating the same type of person. Now, what on this one right here, you'll hear a woman who has trust issues act as if she has standards. Like her trust issues are actually standards. No. Being inflicted, being hurt, being lied to, being deceived, being abandoned, that's something that we're all going to go through. That doesn't mean that someone out there that would value you doesn't exist. And how you go about it will dictate what you end up with. Because if you go through and you say, I don't trust nobody, then even that person that comes around that is actually trustworthy, you're going to neglect and take for granted. But if you just simply say, okay, I'm going to look out for these signs, I'm going to raise my standards a little bit more and stop dealing with people who show these type of traits. You might be alone a lot longer because you got to fish through a bunch of disqualified people, but eventually you end up with exactly what you're looking for because your standards led you directly to the source. Number 5, you have the quitter who claims to have given up on dating, so she's unintentionally dating. Yeah, so she's like, I don't know when I see it. I don't take men serious. I'm just looking for friends. Yeah, I'm just looking for friends. Yeah, unintentional dating. Yeah, claims that something didn't go their way in the past. Therefore, this is their way of coping. This is their way of making sure that they get their needs met moving forward. This is narcissism. When you go do your research on narcissism, you see that it started as a childhood, during their childhood. They were neglected in some kind of way by one of their caregivers. They were in a position, they were put onto the earth. They were in a position where they could not care for themselves. And they were neglected during that phase. Regardless of what it may be, food, affection, a healthy place to stay, emotional support, they were neglected those things. And what happens, what forms a narcissist is they go throughout life figuring out how to meet their own needs. And in the process of figuring out how to meet their own needs, they go through a couple of phases of emotions. First, they go through the crying phase where they're hurt. And then you'll see it turn into rage. And then you'll see the rage subside. That's okay. I know what to do. I know how to get it. I'm going to get it on my own. I'm stealing from all you. And they go throughout life and all they can focus on is, I could take this from you. I could take that from you. They're going shopping. And this is a cycle that lasts for years. They're just taking. People who are trying to accumulate don't deviate. And they don't delegate. They don't dish out anything. Because that's how they accumulate. In order for you to have $1 million, you had to get dollar after dollar until it added up to $1 million. If you took $2 in and gave $1, it's going to take you a long time to get to $1 million. So in order to accumulate things in your life, you have to take. That is why narcissistic people are so selfish in every way. They want all the emotional support, none to give, all the financial support, none to give, all the pleasure, none to give, all the gifts, none to give, all the affection, none to give. And if they do give you some, you're going to be given small doses, breadcrumb portions, just to make you think that they have the capabilities of giving you more, turns your energy back towards them, and then they're taking again. So they take in $1, they give away a dime. They take $1, give away a dime. So they might not have $2, but they got $1.80, and you got 20 cents. So these people who go throughout life who are quitters and they claim that they've given up on dating, so she's unintentionally dating, this is somebody who is fighting to get her needs met by all means necessary. So you might be wondering, well, what's her needs then? Whatever it is she's after. If a woman is telling you she's looking for OnlyFans, okay. I guarantee you that if you start entertaining this woman, you're going to find yourself pursuing her with intent to change her mind. This woman has baited you into a position to where you are fighting for her love. You are fighting for her attention. You are fighting you think you're going to heal her. You're never going to heal her. She has to heal herself. That's what this whole video articulates. You have people, you have 100 people that go through things. 50% of us go this way. 50% of us go this way at that fork in the road. 50% of us become bitter because we went through stuff, and we start using manipulation tactics and lies and games and being unavailable and shutting down emotionally. And then you have 50% of us who go this way, who make the change for the better, who don't let our past situations dictate who we become, how far we can go. We turn our life into lessons. There's only two kind of women that you're going to run into in the world. The one who is victim, the one who's a victor. So when you're talking to women and you know that there's only two types of women, you can save yourself a lot of time, fellas. I'm saying the same thing in these videos, but I'm articulating it in different ways because you're going to catch it. You're going to get it. And like I said, women aren't the only ones. Men are like this too. Men are narcissistic too. Majority of narcissists are men. But women, they can be narcissists too. More vulnerable kind, more covertly, but they exist. And if you know this, if you know how to, like I just simplified it right here by saying there's only two type of people. I broke it down. Look, good, bad. Don't say, oh, she's good sometimes. Oh, I understand her situation. That's how you get caught up. You being so empathetic. That's how you get yourself caught up in dealing with the wrong person. Well, I understand because, when you go through that kind of stuff in life, anybody would change. Did you go through that in life? I mean, not exactly that, but you know what I'm saying? Me, I was strong enough to fight back and to make a right decision. Wouldn't you want to dwell amongst people who have taken life and turned it into lessons? Therefore, you guys know how to treat each other? I believe that in the spiritual realm, I feel like we are intended to dwell among people who are in the same spiritual realm. Therefore, we are not wounded. We are not hurt. I don't think life is about you having to be hurt. I think that you do have to go through things, but I do believe that when you get to that destination that you're supposed to be in, when you're following God's guidance for you, you find yourself in a situation where you are not conflicting yourself with any more pain because you're not holding on to people and spirits and entities that are no longer good, serving your purpose. They're not good for you. You can let those people do what they want to do amongst each other. Let the narcissist cheat on the narcissist and narcissists cheat back on them. While you go over here around people who have learned from things not going in an ideal way, and therefore they have chose a different path, and then you meet a man or a woman who is on that same road as you. You can trust that person knows how to treat you. It makes sense to me. If you like this video, please give me a like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been another episode of the Superb Word. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your morning, and 2 fingers.